You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, well, I got to tell you, if I was to go by my gut feeling, I would say that the Chicago Bears being in Illinois, that is an idea that is cooked, and not in a good way. Not the Bears are cooking, it's cooked. That Illinois and the Bears is finished, done, out of there. See you later. Hasta la vista, baby. All right? Straight shot to Indiana. This is unbelievable, and you got one of the biggest absurd entities ever, a politician entering the chat. I don't think he helps your cause, folks. I really don't. We'll get to that. But when you realize how not pressing this is for the politicians and lawmakers of Illinois, when you realize how little urgency they've got here, they're punting the Bears out of Illinois. Let's not get confused. They're punting on this issue. All right, Arlington Heights probably would have been a pretty good place to put the Bears. Out of Chicago, the crime's down. It's my understanding that's a very, very nice area. Entertainment complex, yada, yada, yada. I also tend to know what some of the ideologies are out in that area versus Chicago, versus the lawmakers in the state. Maybe they don't want the Bears in Arlington Heights. They don't want that area to be able to thrive any more than it's already thriving. But you're willing to do it at the expense of sending the Bears over to Indiana? Question mark? Nothing they're doing is with urgency. Property tax bill to help the Bears build Arlington Heights Stadium won't get vote for at least 2 weeks. They're punting, folks. They're punting, all right? Chicago Bears will have to wait until at least April for action on a property tax bill that would boost their efforts to build a new stadium in Arlington Heights, as the Illinois House is set to adjourn on Friday. Set to take some more time off. Top House Democratic negotiator, State Representative Cam Buckner, confirmed to CBS News Chicago that the bill won't move before the House adjourns Friday for 2 weeks. They are set to return to session on April 7th. Lawmakers have been debating a major tax incentive package aimed at keeping the Bears in Illinois. The bill would allow the Bears or any other developer of mega projects that have more than $500 million of investment to negotiate property taxes directly with the local governments for up to 40 years. The measure moved out of the Illinois House Committee in February, but has not received a full floor vote. Do you know how absurd that is? Because Indiana pushed everything through in a matter of a couple of weeks. I mean, it was just bills voted on and flying through there to be able to get an NFL team to their state. You think the Bears don't notice that? The difference in urgency? Of course they do. Of course they do. The measure moved out of the Illinois House Committee in February, but has not received a full floor vote. Guys, today is March 30th. The Bears bought the old Arlington Heights racetrack property years ago with plans to build a dome stadium there. Governor J.B. Pritzker and other state lawmakers have been vocal about not providing the NFL team with public funds and tax breaks to fund the stadium. There have been dueling proposals ever since, with some fighting to keep the Bears in Chicago proper, others fighting to help the stadium get built in Arlington Heights, and recently Northwest Indiana jumping in the fray, proposing sites for a new Bears stadium in Gary and Hammond. Indiana legislatures recently passed their own bill to create a stadium authority to fund a new stadium in Hammond for the Bears using taxpayer dollars. Wow. That's unbelievable. And this, you're trying to tell me this is going to help Bernie Sanders? Again, the Bears are cooked. I mean, good God. The Bears border battle is getting attention from an unlikely person, U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders. Illinois is facing mounting pressure to keep one of the nation's oldest football franchises, while Indiana tries to lure them to Hammond. It's dragged on so long now, Congress is running interference. Quote, the idea that they could blackmail one community against another for tax breaks or more public subsidies is not acceptable. Sanders, a University of Chicago graduate and U.S. Rep. Greg Cesar from Texas unveiled the Home Team Act, which would mandate team owners give a year's notice before relocating a team to a new metropolitan area or across state lines. That would allow local communities the chance to buy the team at fair market value, following a model the Packers developed more than a year ago. I mean, everybody knows that if the Packers could, a lot of people want the Packers to have an owner, actually. People not realize that? There are some handicaps to that franchise not having an owner. Most notably, you notice all the salary caps going up, yada, 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 and these franchises, Raiders, Dolphins, other franchises have sold off pieces of their ownership in order to get an influx of money into the team. The Bears can't do that because they don't have an owner. They cannot do that. And that conversation has been really, really sparking off the last 2 weeks about the Packers being handicapped by that. It's possible to have much better deals if you aren't negotiating with a gun to your head like we're seeing in Illinois. Chicago and municipalities all over the country are struggling right now to educate kids, pave their streets, and the idea that you have billionaire owners running very profitable operations. If you don't give us even more, we're going to leave. Well, they're running a business. They're going to take the best deal that's on the table for the sake of said business. You know? Oh, the Bears are safe. Bernie Sanders is involved. Gotcha. The Hammond Bears it is. The Indiana Bears it is. By the way, they're not changing their name. All right? I mean, they're not changing their name. A lot of football teams are not in the city that they're the Niners are not in San Francisco. They're in Santa Clara. The Patriots are not in Boston. They're in Foxborough, out at Foxborough, playing in Gillette Stadium. The Browns are moving to, I believe it's Brook Park, area, out in that area, Brook Park. I mean, you know, this has kind of gotten common now. And if you look at a map and see the distance, I think I had one person say that this Indiana location is actually, and I haven't looked it up, is actually closer than Arlington Heights is. So at least for wherever this person was in Chicago. Tell me what you think. What is going to happen here? I think the lack of urgency versus all the urgency is going to cause the Bears to opt for Indiana. That's my opinion. I mean, wouldn't you want to do business with the people that are bending over backwards to get your business and that are fired up to work with you, and versus a state that's fighting you every step of the way and can't even take the time to do a vote before they take a few days off? Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.